All right, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. Got the M1A M14 type rifle, 7.62 caliber out at the range today, and we're going to do a Battlesight Zero on this sucker. FM23-71 wants you to do a 250 meter Battlesight Zero at 25 meters. I've got a target at 25 yards. My range is not in meters, we are in yards in the standard customary system of measurement. That's what we're going to be doing. The ammo I'm using is Norma 308 Winchester Tactical. This is 150 grain. It's very generic stuff. I've shot it before in a couple of my other videos, but it does fine. It functions well. It's clean. When you clean the rifle, it doesn't leave too much residue. So I'm going to be using that for the demonstration. Of course, I got my magazines over here. I'm going to use 2 of them. I'm going to fire 3 rounds at a time, and then we're going to adjust the iron sights as needed. On your M1A sights, you've got 2 knobs, one on either side of the sight fixture. The one on the left side is for your elevation. That moves your rear sight aperture up and down. You twist your elevation knob counterclockwise, and it moves it down. If you move it to the right or clockwise, it moves your fixture up. The one on your right side is your windage. That moves it side to side based off these little tick marks on the rear of your receiver. And it should be marked on here. Mine's marked. You move it left, then it moves your sight to the left. You move it clockwise, and it moves it to the right. So the Army Marksmanship Manual wants you to test the calibration because the recoil of the rifle can change your sight picture. So I'm not going to do that here. This is a fairly new rifle and I've not fired that many rounds to it. But I will reset the sight aperture settings to a baseline 0, which is where we will begin the adjustments. Go all the way down to the bottom and then come back up 12 clicks. That's exactly what the manual wants you to do. And if it's good enough for Army doctrine, then it's good enough for me. The clicks feel pretty firm. The sights don't move at all. All right, so I can see it's all the way down there. So I'm going to come back up 12 clicks. And I'm going to make sure, as far as windage goes, that the line is directly in the middle on the little hash marks there. And so that is your baseline 0. The U.S. Army's marksmanship manual in the mid-20th century was FM 23-71. It calls for a Battlesight Zero, meaning in order to hit a bullseye at 250 yards, all of your shots at 25 yards will be impacting just slightly higher than the bullseye. The reason for this is called point of aim and point of impact. Point of aim is where you look at the target through the sights in a straight line. Point of impact is a curve where the bullet strikes a target. The bullet travels in an arc, which means you're adjusting the sights so that point of aim and point of impact come to the same place at 250 yards on paper. FM23 states Battlesight Zero in meters, but my range is set up in yards, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So for your rifle to shoot on target and hit what you're aiming at, your shots at 25 yards must be hitting 1.82 inches above the center of the bullseye. I didn't bring an actual tape measure out here with me, so you just use what you got. I've got a Gerber here, and it's got your inches on one side, centimeters on the other. And since I'm using the customary units of measurement here instead of metric, so in order for this thing to have a Battlesight Zero, you want to have it. Manual says 4.6 centimeters, which is just under 2 inches, so I'm going to call it 2 inches. So you want the center of your grouping to hit right about here above your bullseye. That'll give you a Battlesight Zero for 250 yards. Field Manual 23-71 directs a zero at 25 meters because it saves time keeping soldiers from having to walk down and check a target at 250 meters. This maximizes range time for large numbers of troops. A quick note, FM 23-71 suggests turning the knobs more than you think is necessary. So, if you're thinking 3 clicks on a knob, go ahead and do 5 or 6, basically so you don't waste too much time on a range while your shot impacts creep slowly towards the bullseye, shot after shot. My initial shots fell to the left and even with the bullseye, so to make corrections, I turned the windage knob right and the elevation knob right to raise the group. Again, we want the shots to be centered 2 inches above the bullseye. Since I can't walk down and check the target each time, I have to use binoculars to check the shot impacts, a handy addition to anyone's shooting bag. A final windage adjustment to the right is needed because I'm still hitting to the left of the bullseye. This first target shows my initial impacts and initial adjustments. The final volley resulted in a large group, which can be blamed on marksmanship practice, but I can say that in this case, the shots are where they need to be for a Battlesight Zero.